Hello and welcome to my show this morning. I'm going to do a quick will Hillary Clinton even make it to the election? Now, since December 2015, I always had this through the dowsing, once in a while she doesn't make it. And I go, what's going on here? I think she's been holding on by her fingernails to stay in the race. And there's a lot of power to push her out. But she always gets like the chariot card, which is like determination to reach her goal, which is to be on the top of the ticket in December. So let's go through and let's just ask three questions really closely as an update. This is after the second debate. And will Hillary Clinton win the presidency? No. What is the probability she wins the presidency? 10% probability. What is the probability? Okay, is Donald Trump going to win the presidency? Yes. Is Donald Trump going to make it at the top of the ticket on election day? Will he be at the top of the ticket? Yes. What is the probability he stays on top of the ticket? He'll be there. It's 95% probability. And will Hillary Clinton, what is the probability Hillary Clinton drops out and is replaced with someone else? We only have a few weeks ago. It's 70% chance. So take a shot at it. Will she step down? Yes. Okay, that's that. So I guess my dowsing's leaning towards her stepping down. It hasn't happened yet. I always get it. But it happened in December. Boom. There's a lot of pressure against her within the power structure she represents, this cabal, and they keep trying to push her out, and she refuses to budge. And I didn't see the second debate, but I assume. Somebody said a fly landed on her. That's not a good sign. If you're into omens, that's not good. Because flies land on poop. Anyways, that's the omen. What else are we going to say here? I did a dowsing on Donald Trump's support. So they're going to take, I want to clarify, I said 17% before. It's 11%, okay? They're going to steal 11% of the vote and give it to Hillary Clinton. But she's only at 23% right now in the Divine poll. That is, this is the accurate poll of Americans who are going to vote, how they're actually going to vote. She has no support in this country. I mean, the people know the truth. And they may in fact have more tapes on Donald Trump. This is like a civil war. And you must understand that. And they're going to do everything they can. You go, I just want to say that. And then Donald Trump has 62%. So even if they take 11 from him, he still wins. And she's still in the 30s. So even if they cheat, he should win with a comfortable margin. And then I don't know how Trump will get rid of Paul Ryan. I don't see Trump stepping down. He is not going to step down either. He's very determined in this war, and they're throwing everything at him. Now the outcome, if Hillary does win, let's say, that's a different timeline, and that's probably going to be World War III. You remember I did who's most likely? Of the 22 candidates running back in August a year ago, Donald Trump was the peace candidate. I was really surprised. He is most likely not to go to war all the time. And Hillary was much more further. Let me see. What was Hillary over Donald Trump going to war, please? What is her propensity to go to war more? Okay, she'll go to the war 50% more than Donald Trump. 50%. Wow. What's the chance of nuclear war under Hillary Clinton? There's a 40% chance of nuclear war. What's the chance of nuclear war under Donald Trump? It's like 2%. 2%. That's huge. 40% is way, way high. That's way high. That's somebody predisposed toward that because that's what her backers wanted. And if you remember, when I measured who has the power of the presidency if they got elected, Hillary was only 35% authority. Obama had 3% power. Biden had 25%, and Valerie Jarrett, I believe her, she had 65%. The other two people are the president, and the guy who's playing it, he's acting, did not. Now Hillary would have more, she would have 35. Donald Trump had 90+% authority. He's going to have complete control over negotiations, everything. He's just taking the power. That's what he does. So I think they're going to throw more things at him, and I just wanted to bring up that Hillary is highly probable to step aside. The pressure is there behind the scenes because they have my divine poll is the internal polling that they have in Hillary campaign and her backers. They all know she's going to lose, and they just keep coming up. And this includes Fox and everything. They have bogus polls who the people who pay it want a certain outcome. And the poll people have admitted this. They go, well, who's your client? When people come to you and say, I want a poll, they go, okay, what do you want? What do you want? You know, most people, if you're marketing, you just want the truth because then you can actually do something. But for polling for politics, you don't really want the truth. You want the news media to report on your bogus findings. And the polling industry has been completely discredited this time, and people see it. And I think as we get closer to the election, they will start becoming more accurate. Now, a couple weeks ago, they were becoming more accurate, and then they had this red herring of this tape of Donald Trump, and it gave them the excuse to say, oh, she bounced back by 14%. Oh, that's silly. I don't think anybody cares about it. Now, I haven't listened to the tape per se, and I haven't listened to, and we'll see. We'll see. I don't know who's going to take Hillary's place if she does step aside. I don't know. And and all those traitors in the Republican Party against Donald Trump, they will be taken care of in due time. A lot of them are just totally corrupt. They work for the banks. That's the way you look at it. And the banking system, the bogus Washington Post, which is Bezos, who doesn't pay any sales tax. You know, I like using Amazon once in a while if I have a few dollars, you know. But, you know, the shipping charge, I ship something and it cost me like $20. And they, for the same amount, they ship it and I paid like $2. And so it's being subsidized. The shipping is being subsidized because they want Amazon to be this monolith, total power, and get rid of all the mom and pop operations. I didn't want to go on this sidetrack, but I think Donald Trump is going to go after Amazon to start paying their fair share of taxes, to start paying their share of shipping. And then I'll dramatically, because it's an artificial model. You can buy like a toothbrush and they'll ship it to you for free shipping. It's like $5. What is that? You know, that's like inefficient. That is not efficient. That has a different goal. It's not efficiency. It's not the efficiency of capitalism. You know what I'm saying? It's something else. They're subsidizing it because they want Amazon to be this monolith. And it's really dangerous. We're really exposed with this company. And it's not healthy what he's developing. He bought the Washington Post to attack anyone who questions this globalism, which essentially erases the United States from history. The United States will disappear. With Hillary and Bezos, the United States disappears. This is very clear. And the chance of nuclear war is higher than ever in my whole life. And I lived through the Cold War, essentially. And it's higher now. We're really worse off because the people behind the scenes are really dark. And when you douse them, you can't even get like, I make a chart in my head. And then I go, okay, give me another chart. And I go down, down, down. And then I finally find a piece of light. That's how dark they are. Especially someone like, you know who I'm talking about, who backs Hillary. You know, I have to go, oh, he's less than 10%. Okay, he's 1/10 of 1% of 10%. No, he's not. I find it. He's 1/4 of 1/10 of 1% of light, and that's like total darkness. But there is something in there. I thought that in that movie, Golum, remember? He was a hobbit who he had the gold coin, and he's grabbing the gold coin, and it changed him completely to this Golum. And it really took the hobbit to bring out the inner hobbit of Golum, to bring him back. And I can't even remember what happens to Golum. Does he dies at the end, but the hobbit in the movie never lost faith in him, in his ability that Golum just needs someone to love him, to show that. And that is part of, humanity's goal, is to show love to these dark entities, because there is an inner hobbit there that can be resurrected. That's what the resurrection is about. And in our culture, we don't value that principle. But at the same time, you have to be wary. You have to be aware that you shouldn't be a doormat. You do have your own boundaries. You don't have to let evil take over and kill you and destroy you and your family and your work. So we have a dialogue there, and I think it's just a matter of how you view the world from your heart. And if you have an open heart, you'll live a long time. I mean, that's kind of what happens. It's all about health. When you have a positive viewpoint of humanity a little bit, even though the dark ones run everything, that's the issue. That's the $69 million question, or whatever. Okay, I'm not gonna go on, but thank you. My point is, I'm in minority here. I still think Donald Trump's going to win. I think he's going to win by a lot. They'll give 11% rigged votes to Hillary, and she still loses. Or whoever takes her place. So if she steps aside in the next few days, it's going to have to be soon, because we're running out of time. And they're going to be looking around for candidates. Can the VP do it? No, he was awful, right? He has about one of the weakest faces I've seen ever. And I wouldn't let him near, my kids. Who's the other one? Somebody like Elizabeth Warren. They could go find someone very completely I haven't even thought of. It could be a younger person that could be away. Somebody in their late 30s, maybe a male in their late 30s, for the Democrats, could really turn things around, and he can come across as a moderate. He can come back to a center position on everything, because he doesn't have to defend himself against Bernie Sanders people. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of reasons why to get rid of Hillary if you were the cabal behind her. And this is their last hurrah. This is their death. They're not going to give up this power. That's what we're against. That's why they're attacking Trump. Now, they could do some other awful things against Trump, But Trump is protected himself to a degree because he's not who you think he is. He has some powerful backers, and they have a shield of protection around him, metaphysically as well as financially and militarily. Guns. That he's got gun protection. You touch our guy, we wipe you out. It's mutually assured destruction. It's the mafia thing. It's how the mafia exists. You know, you have all these groups and families and clans against each other, and the reason they don't attack each other because they're going to know they're going to be hit hard by the unity of the other group. And that's sort of kind of what's going on here. So they can't really knock him out, but they may well if all looks lost. That was a cheerful morning, and good luck. Bye bye.